In this video, I'd like to show you how to use the downloader to collect and store local data. Now your first question might be what exactly is local data? Well, local data just means that it's data that has been downloaded and stored and saved on your computer so you don't have to be online in order to see the data. The second question that you might have is, well, why would you want to use that? And there's actually a few different answers to that, but one thing is maybe you don't have the best internet connection and it's just not reliable. Downloading data and saving it on your computer might be a good answer. Another reason that I like it quite a bit is for travel. Sometimes I don't have a great internet connection, so what I'll do is I'll download my data so I can work with it anywhere that I am. And maybe you don't even have Reuters data link to begin with. So if that's the case, then of course local data is going to be extremely important. So let me show you how to get started with it. To launch the downloader, the first step is that you want to click on the Start button in the lower left-hand corner of your screen. And then depending on which version of MetaStock that you have, you'll find the downloader in two possible locations. The first one is that if you're running MetaStock DC or daily charts, you'll find the downloader located underneath MetaStock and then the downloader. But if you have MetaStock Real-Time or RT, you'll find it underneath the Refinitiv folder. Now when you open up the downloader, the window that should be open is what's called the Downloader Console. Now if this window is not open, the way that you can open it is just by clicking on this D button in the upper left-hand corner. Now what we're going to do for this example is I'm going to create a data folder of a number of different securities and we're going to download the data for it. So to get started, the first thing you want to do is click on this Add button up here at the top. This is going to then open up this dialog which is going to ask where do you want to store this data. Now in this case, I want to make sure that I store my local data underneath this folder which is called MetaStock Data. And then once you have the location of where you want to store the data, just go down here to this window. And from here, we're going to open up or create a brand new folder. And this is where we're going to put our data. So to do that, right click inside this window, click on New down here at the bottom, and then choose Folder. The next thing you want to do is, of course, you want to give it a name. So I'm just going to call this My Stocks. And then I'll click somewhere else in the window. And then I'll need to select it. And then choose on the Select Folder button down here at the bottom. Now this dialog is asking what type of data are we going to be working with. First of all, legacy data is an older MetaStock data format. So in this case, since we're creating a new data file, we want to make sure and have MetaStock local selected. So as long as that's highlighted, I'll just click on the OK button. And here you can see that I've now created a folder which is called My Stocks. It's located underneath a folder called MetaStock Data, and I have 0 securities inside of it right now. So the next thing I want to do is I want to add the securities to this folder. And the way that you add the securities to the folder is right-click directly on it, choose Create New Security, and then from this dialog we can add the securities a couple different ways. First of all, if you know the symbols and if you just want to enter the symbols individually, you can just type them into this box here. Otherwise, if you're not sure what the symbols are, you can click on the lookup and do a search for the symbols that are of interest to you. And in addition to that, if you choose this multiple selections box here and then click on the lookup, this will then look at the data files that you have currently set up. So on my computer, for example, you'll see underneath this folder, which is called Public Online Data List, I've got a folder called Equities North America, Index Constituents, Futures, US Sectors and Industries, and also Forex. For this example, I'm going to go ahead and expand the Index Constituents, and I'm going to choose the Dow Industrial Securities. So I'll go ahead and put a check mark in that box, and that'll select all 30 stocks. And from here, I'll click on the Select button. And now you'll see underneath this box here that's selected, I've got 30 securities that have been selected or chosen for this folder. Now underneath it, this will ask what type of data that you want to download. In this case, I can choose daily, weekly, monthly, or yearly. So for this example, I want to make sure and just choose daily, and then choose how far backward you want to go. And in this example, you'll see that I've got basically 5 years of data that it's going to collect by default. So I'll just go ahead and keep that and click on OK. Now you'll see that it says that I've got 0 of 30 securities inside of here. So let's go ahead and expand this folder. I'll click on this little triangle next to it. And now I can see all the different securities inside of that folder. and I can see the first date and also the last date. And since I haven't downloaded any data, I don't have any data inside of these securities right now. So that's going to be our next step. So to download the data for these securities, I'm going to go ahead and put a check mark in this box up here at the very top, and that'll select everything underneath it. Then over here on the right-hand side, I can tell it what date I want to update the data through. And if you're downloading data for futures, you also have the choice of whether or not you want to recollect commodity data. But once you've got everything selected the way that you want, just click on the download button down here at the bottom, and that'll begin the process. And there you can see how quickly this thing will run when it downloads its data. Now to work with this data that I've just collected, I'm going to go ahead and close down these dialogues here, and I'm going to get out of the downloader. And now I'm going to go back over here to MetaStock, and I'm going to open up the Power Console inside of MetaStock by clicking on this P button in the upper left-hand corner. Then I'll make sure and choose Chart over here on the left-hand side. And whenever you download or save data in your computer and you want to use it in MetaStock, you're going to find it underneath this local data list. Now, what we've done to this point is we created a new folder, and then we downloaded the data into that folder. And in order for MetaStock to work with that data, we just have to tell it where it's located. So the way that we can add a folder to this local data list is right-click directly on it, choose New, and then just navigate to where that data folder is. So in this case, I want to click on the Browse button. And here you can see that it's looking inside of a folder which is called C MetaStock Data and then /sample. And apparently I don't have any data in that particular folder, so I need to navigate again where that new folder resides. So I'll click on the Browse button in the lower right-hand corner. And from this dialog, now I can choose that folder that we just created, which I called My Stocks. Next, I'll click on the Select folder down here at the bottom, and that'll add the securities to this list. Now, before we go any further, let me just explain what we're looking at here. Over here on the left-hand side, the interval, you'll see that every security has the letter D, which represents a daily security file, followed by the symbol, the name of the company, and then over here on the right-hand side, it says that the type of data is MetaStock local data. So that looks good. So at this point, I'll just click on the Add button down here at the bottom, and you'll see that'll add all those securities to this new custom list along with the name of the folder itself. And as long as everything looks good, just click on the Save button down here at the bottom, and that'll add that folder to your local data list. So now underneath here, you can see the 30 securities that have been added to my local data file. Now to work with it from here inside of MetaStock, the way that I like to do it is I'll just choose the first security inside that folder, and then click on the Open Chart button down here in the right-hand corner. This will open up that first security inside that folder. And what's nice about this is then when I want to take a look at the other securities in this folder, all I have to do is click on this right pointing arrow down here in the lower right-hand corner, and I can very quickly just cycle through those securities looking for the different buy or sell setups that might be of interest to me. Now, in order to keep that data current on a day-to-day basis, all you have to do is go back and open up the downloader, and what you'll find is the downloader will remember the last set of securities that you downloaded previously. And once that file is selected, then just click on the Download button down here at the bottom, and that'll update all those securities to the current day. So I hope that that was helpful, and if you'd like more help with your MetaStock program and possibly learn how to get the most that you can out of the program, make sure and take a look at our site up at learnmetastock.com. At learnmetastock.com, we can help you in a lot of different ways. Number one, if you go up here to the very top and click on this Live Classes tab, you'll see the schedule of classes that we have for the upcoming week. We do 3 live classes per week on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and the subjects always change every week, so you want to make sure and take a look and see what we have scheduled for the upcoming week. But where most people spend the majority of their time is in this tab right here, which is called the Video Library. Here in the Video Library, you'll find that we have over 100 different educational videos just on MetaStock. And we've got them set up in a number of different categories. First of all, if you can't make our live classes, one thing that'll be helpful for you is that we record our live classes and then we put our most recent live classes up here at the very top. And then I'll go ahead and scroll down here a little bit and show you some of the different categories that we do have. These general how-tos will help you get started with the website. And if we scroll down here just a little bit, if you're brand new to technical analysis, make sure and take a look at both of these videos. I think you'll find those to be really helpful. And one thing that you'll notice is that whenever you watch a video, for example, you might see that there's also other resources available for you as well. Whenever we create formulas and so forth and make them available to you, they'll be associated with that particular video over here in the right-hand side. And also with a number of our videos, we also have quizzes that you can take to help reinforce exactly what you learned during that video. So I'll go ahead and go back to the website here, and then I'll go back one more page. So let me go ahead and scroll down here a little bit more, and let me show you some of the other videos that we have available. Now, when you're getting started with MetaStock, this is a great area to get started, which is called Just Getting Started. And what I recommend that you do is watch these first 4 videos, the MetaStock Introduction Part 1 and Part 2, then the next step into MetaStock and the MetaStock Advanced. After you've watched all 4 of these videos, this is going to give you a very good solid foundation of how to work with the MetaStock program. And from here, you can then go out to other aspects of the program that are of interest to you. So for example, I'll scroll down here a little bit. Maybe you might have an interest in learning more about the forecaster or the expert advisor, for example. And you'll see on most of these different power tools, we have a number of different videos on each one. There's the option scope program. We have a number of videos just on system testing. And quite honestly, this is an area where we could spend a lot more time. I'll keep scrolling down here a little bit. And one of my favorite power tools inside the program is the Explorer. The Explorer allows you to go out and search databases looking for the type of technical criteria that might be of interest to you. This is an extremely powerful tool and extremely flexible. And because of that, again, it is one of my favorite tools inside the program. Now, to really help you get the most out of the program, one of the things you'll find to be pretty beneficial is learning a little bit about the formula language. And you can dive into this as deep as you want, and you'll see we've got a number of different formula writing videos available for you. One of my favorite tools available inside of the program is just the RMO. And here you'll see we've got a number of different videos on that. And one area that a lot of people tend to overlook, especially newer traders, are the different types of stops that you have to work with. So many new traders spend so much time looking for that perfect entry. A lot of times they kind of gloss over where they're going to get out of the trade. And in these videos, I'll show you a number of different types of stops that you can use. And what you'll find with these videos is that we have the formula downloads available here for you too. So again, anything that we create, you'll be able to download directly into your MetaStock program. So I'll scroll down here a little bit more. We've got a number of videos just on the different types of indicators. And then this is a really popular area, which is called the trading strategy section. In this section, what we do is we'll take an article either from a magazine or a book, and I'll show you exactly how to duplicate that particular strategy. And as I was saying before, whenever we create a formula, you'll have access to that formula by clicking on this download button associated with that video. And this is an area where I can save you a lot of time, to say the least. I've spent years and years putting these different systems and formulas together. And again, this is going to save you a massive amount of time. And I'll keep scrolling down here and you'll see there's quite a few strategies that we've gone through. And underneath that is the product reviews. We'll take a look at the different add-ons and plugins that MetaStock has available. And in these videos, these are designed to be reviews and tutorials of really how to use that add-on with MetaStock and get the most out of it. We'll scroll down here a little bit further. And then underneath that section here is a group of our real-time videos based off of Zenith. So if you have the MetaStock real-time version, you'll definitely want to take a look at our Zenith videos to help you out with that product. And we'll scroll down a little bit further. And if you want to learn some possible tricks and tips from people who are actually trading, make sure and check out the different interviews that we've done over the years. And to get started with Learn MetaStock, you want to sign up for what's called the premium subscription. The premium subscription is normally $99 per month, but if you're a brand new customer to Learn MetaStock and you pay $99 for your first month, you'll receive 2 additional months for free. So for $99, you'll have access to everything on our website, including our live classes, for $99 for 3 months. And to take advantage of that, just go to either metastock.com/learn MetaStock 3-for-1, or if you want to speak directly to a sales rep, you can call them at 800-882-3040, or you can chat with them at metastock.com/sales chat. So I hope that this has been helpful, and if you have any questions, suggestions, or ideas, please don't hesitate to let us know.